everybody. This is Dr. Fu. So today I want to share some thoughts with you about what you should aim to learn in college. Most students will say, well, I come here to learn knowledge. Is that right? But I think it's more important to use this time to learn about yourself. You want to get more information. You want to get information about yourself, and this is the kind of information that you cannot find in textbook, in internet, or AI. And based on this information, you can make a little curriculum for yourself to learn in college. And the curriculum that you make for yourself is going to be very different from your best friend. Even the twins will have different curriculum to learn in college. And that is something I think is a very good to learn in college, because in college is a very controlled environment. You are going to have some stress from social interaction, from your exams. You can have pressure, but those are a controllable environment, which means you make mistake, you still be able to recover, and that's a very good learning environment. So take advantage of that will jumpstart your career. And usually it takes 3 months for any skill to develop. So if you find yourself not good at certain things, give yourself 3 months to work on that. And usually at the end of 3 months, you should be able to see some changes. If not, that means your method probably wrong. You need to change a strategy. So here are some examples that I want you to pay attention to collect information about yourself. And these are just my thoughts. Feel free to add in more things that you feel you need to collect information on. So first example is, how do you handle irrelevant information or reasoning task? For example, let's say you plan to go to medical school. Obviously, you need to remember a lot of items. For example, the anatomy terminologies, right? There are a lot of them. If you find it takes significantly longer time for you to remember them compared with your peers, then you need to develop strategy to improve your memory skill. And you also want to consider lifestyle factor changes that can change your memory capability. For example, are you sleeping well? If not, you should find ways to improve your sleep, right? So this is one example. And next example, how well can you handle stress? If you find yourself making more mistakes on timed close note exams, that might be a sign that you need to work on manage your stress better. You want to develop a technique that can help you to calm down when you're under pressure, or even identify when you are under pressure. Sometimes we didn't realize we were under pressure. So this is something that you can learn in college, and obviously it's going to improve your grade, right? But also it's going to benefit a lot if you go to work and that work have a lot of stress. And the next one, how well can you identify key points in a lecture or textbook? This is something I call like summarizing skills. So if you feel like you need to remember every single word of your professor say in a lecture to get A, then you're going to struggle. Nobody can remember every single word the professors say. There's always key point. I mean, if you can do that, you have a super memory. That's really rare. Then you have some superpower. You can take advantage of that. But most of us remember things by summarize them, and you do need to practice on that skill, because that skill is required for a lot of work. For example, if you want to be a consultant, you want to be able to summarize the need of your customer. Otherwise, you're going to get overwhelmed. Another example is, how much do you enjoy eating healthy food? This sounds not very relevant, but it's really important for the happiness of your life and health of your life, right? So notice I said enjoy. So if you hate eating vegetables, let's say you really don't like them, can you find a way to enjoy them? And don't immediately say no. Think about it. When you think about it, there's always a solution. And that gave you an example. If you can do that, that gives you an example of how powerful your mind can be. Okay, and the next one, Do you prefer following instructions or giving instructions? And this is important to know when you're choosing a career. So one of my best friends, she is a medical um, lab technician, and she really enjoyed following directions. Every day her work is very scheduled. She just have some instructions and then she's following instructions. And for me, it just sounds very stressful. I don't like to follow instructions. So you really have to figure out your preference for that to choosing your career, right? And then next one, how often do you get sick? And this is important for your health. So if you find yourself get sick very often, is there anything that you can find in your lifestyle that you can change to reduce how often you get sick? And some of them might be physical factors like the food you eat, the time you sleep, the temperature do you stay in the rooms, how many time you stay inside or outside, and some might be mental health related. Do you notice yourself get stressed often? If you notice that, can you change that? And that lead to the next item, how well can you stop yourself from overthinking? So what can you notice that yourself is overthinking and you find yourself spiraling down into overthinking, you're going to a rabbit hole and you feel like yourself even get angry about your thought. Can you stop that? And then learning these skills in college will benefit your college life, but also will benefit the rest of your life. And the advantage of in college is you have a lot of resources. You have highly educated people around you. So you can discuss these questions with them. They'll help you to improve fast. And also, I want to remember when others give comments on your ability or skills, take them just as a piece of data. It's a data, it's not decision. Okay. So, for example, if someone tell you, like, say, oh, they notice that you are good with working with people, but what they may not notice is that they probably don't even know that inside your heart you struggle a lot just to make things work and you're not really enjoy doing that. They just say you're good with people, working with people. That doesn't mean you will enjoy working with people, right? So take that piece of suggestion or comments as a data and put in your database when you analyze which is you are good at it, which you enjoy doing that. Make conclusions based on the data. Okay. And in college, it's important to identify skills, abilities you are good at it or you are relatively weaker at, and work on the things that you are not good with. Will help you improve your skill and improve your general life, like happiness or health. But it's very important to know which one you are good at it, and which skill you have is above average and find the careers that require those skills to start your first career. So if you can use these strengths to look for careers after you graduate, guess what? Your first job is going to be very easy for you. You don't have to break a sweat to nail the works, right? And then after a year or two, then you can start to challenge yourself from there. So you can improve little by little. However, if you find your first job is using your weakness instead of your strength, then you are going to struggle. And some people just stumble into some career they really don't know what kind of strengths they are using or they are using their weakness, right? So it's important to start early to analyze yourself and remember those informations can only collect from yourself because you're also collecting information from your inner self, your feelings when you're doing them. Do you really enjoy doing that, right? So these are just my thought about what you need to learn in college. Feel free to add in more, or you have different opinions. Feel free to share. I would like to learn about them. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.